keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
What's up, everybody? It is Sunday, June 7th, 2020. Oh, man, back dropping another one with you guys. It's been a minute, man. I haven't talked to you guys since April, man. It's been a lot of things that happened, man. I was going to come back and try to do weekly, man, but things, man, life, man, and then, stuff going on with the world, man. It just, I just didn't feel like talking sports. It was a lot of stuff going on, man. We'll get into that in a minute, but right now I just want to say, breaking news last night, UFC, Conor McGregor, the Notorious one, he announced his retirement. He ends his career with a record of 22-4. We know he announced his retirement before, but this is it, man. You had one heck of a career, man. You one of the most exciting, UFC, fighter. In fact, let me scratch that. You one of the most exciting athletes that I ever seen, man. You were very entertaining. Much props to you. We all know his last fight was on January 18th against Cowboy Donald Cerrone. He knocked him out. He had a KO victory over the Cowboy. We thought, this was like the comeback trail for Conor McGregor. I did expect to hear about him fighting again soon, but I mean, obviously, he's going to be going into retirement. Like I said, man, one of the, most exciting, personalities, most exciting fighters that I've seen, come through, the UFC, one of the most exciting athletes I've seen. Very, very, entertaining guy. When you see his press conferences and all that stuff, man, he's nothing but just, he knows how to work a room, to get everybody fired up and to get everybody interested into his next fight. Much props to him. And also we all know, he broke, made history with Floyd Money Mayweather by stepping in the boxing ring to box Floyd Mayweather. But Conor McGregor, man, congrats on retirement. This is it. I know it was rumors about, him fighting and Anderson Silva, which would have been excellent, man. It'd been good to see, but I guess we won't see it. Congrats to Conor McGregor on announcing his retirement. All right, so moving on, man. More serious note, man. We know everything that's going on, the protesting and, the deaths of unarmed black men and women. It's just a unjust, system, and we need to have more, we need to have equal justice for everybody, man. And there's been protests going on all over the United States and, in different countries as well, man. I've seen people in the UK protesting. We've seen China. We've seen, it's different areas, man, that's been protesting. And, just to see the world, coming together for that, is awesome, man. It's just, it's an unfair system, man. And things going to have to change, man. We got our professional athletes speaking up and, stepping out and actually, joining the protest. We saw staff and players of the Denver Broncos out protesting. We saw staff and players of the Detroit Lions out protesting. Different, athletes we seen Giannis out, protesting. It's just, it's sad, man, like, to see this continue to happen. And me, I'm as a black man, it's on a personal level for me because, when you see that kind of stuff happen, like we seen a video of, George Floyd, or when you see other videos of every other, unarmed black man and woman getting killed by the hands of the police, you always envision, man, what if that was me, and that's like where it really takes you at. And a lot of people, they don't understand, man, and they look at it, some people say, all lives matter. We all know that all lives matter, but black lives is the ones that's getting impacted the most. And if you can't see that and understand, man, maybe you need to look yourself in the mirror, man. And that's just no disrespect to nobody. Like, you know, we actually openly see this stuff happening every single day. You know, whether it's racism, you know, with the you know, with Ahmaud Arbery, you know, you know, even, you know, to now, like with this, the police brutality. And this is something that has always been going on. This is something that's always been happening, you know, to black people in America. And it's, you know, it's time for a change. You know, it's been time for a change. So, you know, that's my thoughts on that. You know, I'm just like, you know, I'm watching the protests. I'm watching things. I'm trying to be more supportive, you know, and doing extra things, going a little bit extra, you know, with helping out, you know. So it's just, you know, when I look on the TV, man, I see this stuff, you know, it happened, you know, they protesting, the looting and all of that. And a lot of people on the fence about, you know, like the looting. I understand, but, you know, people are just tired, man. They're upset, you know, and now it's like the biggest cry, because that's how they're talking. They're letting it out, you know, and now people are starting to see it, because things are starting to get, you know, blown up and putting on fire, and people are looting and stealing and whatever. So now it's starting to get attention, man. And that's what I told people before. I'm like, you know, like, yeah, you be against the looting, but, you know, you look at the looting and say, that's their way of speaking out, you know, and this is why this stuff is getting the attention that it's getting, because of, you know, stuff like that. If it was just a peaceful protest, you know, things would go back and happen the way it was. That's just like with the NFL, man. Like, you know, they finally came out. Roger Goodell came out and basically, you know, said that they were wrong, man. They, you know, the whole league was wrong in not listening to players earlier and encouraging peaceful protests. You know, people still don't understand why Colin Kaepernick took a knee like a Drew Brees. We seen his comments a few days ago. You know, now he's out here trying to apologize, but it's like you don't understand it. You don't get it why he did it. It wasn't no disrespect to the flag. It wasn't no disrespect to the military. The man did his peaceful protest, and it went on deaf ears. All he got was just backlash. He got blackballed from the NFL for taking a knee, for taking a stand. That kind of stuff should never happen. You know, so when people, you know, people need to understand, you know, why he took a knee. He took a knee to bring awareness, you know, so we can understand and see what's going on in this country. And it went on deaf ears. And now we're at a point where everything's looking the way it looks right now. And now everybody wants to talk about it. We're a little bit too late, but we still got time to make change if we want to make some type of change. You know, this stuff been going on for years. This is not something that just started happening. This stuff's been going on since, you know, before I was even born. So it's time to make a change. And if you don't understand it, maybe you just need to, you know, read some books or something and you know, and start opening up your mind. You know, like I said, when I saw that man laying there, you know, getting choked for 8 minutes, and, you know, I looked at it and said, "What, man? That could have been me. That could have been my brother. You know, that could have been my sister. That could have been my fiance. It could have been, you know, any one of us in that situation." It's an unjust system, and it has to be better. No matter what your political stances, no matter what president's in office, they all failed to drop the ball. That's just 100% being real. You know, so things going to change, y'all. You know, like people like Drew Brees who come out and say that, now he's apologizing. No, I don't accept this apology. Because what you said before, you said it before that. You heard Martellus Bennett. He said you all are surprised in what he's saying because, you know, this is how he is. And now he's apologizing repeatedly. But it's like, bro, you should never said this. What you said the first time was on your heart. So right now, you know, your apology and continue to apologize, I'm not accepting it. Your teammates can or may, you know, whatever. But, you know, what you said before was sincere, coming from your heart. That's what you felt. Without even taking the time to you know, to talk about it with others, or, you know, to get an understanding of why it happened. And then taking a knee is no disrespect to the flag at all. You want to talk about disrespect to the flag? There are people wearing the American flag. That's disrespect. People that hang it horizontally, that is disrespect. You know, you're not supposed to wear the flag as an article of clothing, but people do, and that's just disrespect. And these are the same people that say that Colin Kaepernick and other NFL players that took a knee, you know, during the national anthem was disrespecting the flag, disrespecting the troops. But you're wearing the flag. Crazy, man. But enough of that. You know, spent. You know, I mean, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot, y'all, and it had to be said. But you know, let's move on to something else. You know, let's move on to some good news, man. Let's move to some good news, man. You know, I had to let it out, man. Good news, man. It was just announced, man. A few days ago. The NBA is back. It'll be back. July 31st was just announced. You know, we all know the last game was on March 11th. You know, they ended the season, you know, due to the coronavirus, you know, COVID-19. It'll return on July 31st, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. The top 8 teams in the conference in the Eastern and Western Conference standings, plus the 6 teams within 6 games of a playoff spot, will take part in the season's finish, which will occur at ESPN's Worldwide Sports Complex in Lake Buena Vista in Florida. It's going to be at Disney World, best place on earth. The teams are scheduled to travel to Florida on July 7th. So about a month from today, they'll all be traveling to Florida. The regular season will be extended to 16 days with 5 to 6 games per day. You know, will be played, and most likely there'll be games played during the weekday afternoon. So that's pretty cool, man. And they will have playoff games during the first game, the first round, which will be played during the weekday afternoons, which would be awesome, man. Getting some playoff basketball. A lot of people work from home, man. A lot of people are out of work due to, coronavirus in general. So it'd be good to see this, while you're home during the day, because weekday television, it absolutely sucks. So I guess the streams on the Netflix and also the new HBO Max and the Disney Plus probably going to be down once the NBA start, which is, people get something to watch, man, and, get, a little bit, excited to have sports back. I said the teams will finish the regular season with 8 games each, and then play in the tournament for the 8th and final playoff spot in each conference if necessary. So, which means, every team's going to have 8 games, to finish out the year, and it's going to determine seeding. So these would be like the seeding games pretty much. The NBA's typical 4-round 16-team postseason will ensure the best of 7 series lasting until October. If there is a game 7, it's going to take place on October 12th. So that's the last day of the season, will be October 12th. And, I'm very excited for this, man. People ask about the coronavirus testing. They will be doing daily testing. And if a player is, if a player has it, they'll be on a minimum 7-day quarantine. They're all going to, every team with their families, I think they only can bring like 3 family members with them or something like that. It's going to be a 16,000 people, bubble basically in the area that they're going to be staying at. So if anybody's thinking of, we might see NBA players around on like Disney World, I don't, actually like in the parks, like getting on rides or whatever, I don't think you're going to see that. I think they're going to be very, very strict about how they handle this because, you're still dealing with the pandemic and, the things like that. So really can't risk to have players getting sick, actually trying to play, because it could happen to like a key player. And you really don't want to, lose a key player, during the playoffs when you're going to need them, and they're going to be out for about 7 days. And that 7 days, you can play about at least like 2 games within the 7 days with the playoff format. So, that right there is huge, man. Also, people talk about, Brooklyn, their situation, Kevin Durant. He said on Friday, he told Mark Spears of The Undefeated that basically he said his season is over. He said that he don't plan on playing at all. He said that they had decided, him and his team decided last summer when it first happened, that they were going to wait it out until the following season. So which is good because if you look at it, if the season ends in October 12th, they plan on coming back for training camp in November. So November 10th. So you don't really get that much of a break. So, and they plan on, opening up the season on December 1st for 2021 season, which is going to be awesome, man. I just want to know, when is the draft going to take place? Like, is it still going to be in June, or is that going to get moved to, I guess July? No, it can't be. No, it has to be moved to maybe sometime in October. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. And how that's going to look. Is that going to be like the NFL draft? Because I know you can't have a lot of people in the building, and how's all that is going to work out? I don't know. When they do like a virtual draft, like how the NFL did, which was pretty cool. I mean, I really enjoyed that. That was a good, look for the NFL. It was something refreshing, and it was something that kept me glued for the 3 days they were on TV. NBA draft is only one night, so I mean, I see they can possibly do that. They only go for about two rounds anyway. But I'm looking forward to this season starting back up. I mean, I'm ready, man, and I just want to get sports back, some type of sports. Give me some type of live sports back. I mean, we got the UFC, but it's not like it's every other weekend or something like that. It's not like consistent. If we get NBA back, we know we're gonna have games on just about every day of the week. And that's man, that's going to be cool, man. Just to get our minds off of a lot. We got a lot of stuff going on in this world. And like I always tell people, I said, man, sports for me is like a, like an outlet for me. Whatever I got on my mind, it helps me, decompress for a few hours because I'm watching some sports. And then I can pick up and go about my business, and pick up everything at the end. But we can NBA back, y'all, man. July 31st. I'm going to be back to talk more about it as we get closer to the season starting and any other updates and rumors that I have, man. So until next time, man, you know what, man, I appreciate all of y'all for, continue to listen and support this podcast, man. Continue to, the conversations we have on Instagram and Twitter. And, I really appreciate you guys' perspectives and everything. I really appreciate you guys, just talking and, any new listeners, man, welcome to the show, man. We rock out, every, hey, we try to get through one every week, man. But like I said, man, as of late, this everything's been going on in the country. I just really didn't want to talk about sports. So, but I appreciate you guys joining. The new listeners, man, welcome aboard, man. Like I said, I try to keep it real, for, the average sports fan, man, and just, want the realness, and I'm not giving you nothing that, watered down, man. I try to keep it, I try to keep it 100 with y'all. And all my listeners, man, around the world, man, when I look at my stats, man, that's very, cool, man, that people that I never even met before, in different states and different countries that listen to this podcast, man. And so y'all hear my voice, man, and y'all listen to me, man, I really appreciate it, man. And, until next time, man, keep it locked in. Share this podcast with a friend, family, anybody who likes sports, man. And I mean, hey, look, this is for the people, man, and I do this for y'all. So until next time, it's your boy Hub, and I'm out. Peace.